श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ऋकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Chapter 2 of the Upadesha Sahasri is called Pratishedha Prakaranam. Pratishedha means negation. Prakaranam means the systematic unfoldment of the negation, aka chapter. So the second chapter is the chapter on negation, and we have seen at length why this negation is necessary only as it pertains to the knowledge of the self. When I look at this pot, when I try to know this pot, I don't have to say this is not a hat, this is not a cat, this is not a rat, this is not a mat, and this is not a bat. Yeah, I don't have to say that. And why do I not have to say that? Because it is an object which I can objectify easily. I can use the sense organs and the other pramanas that I have at hand to be able to unequivocally see and say what it is. Here we are not concerned, it is not even a pot, it is clay. That's a different area that's a different example which works in a different area. Here we are only concerned with this. That's all. That this pot is available for objectification. And therefore, it is not invisible. That which is available for objectification is visible, and then even if it is invisible, like even space, etc., space is invisible but yet available for objectification. That's why you can say there is somebody standing behind me. Did you turn around and look? No. You still know that there is somebody behind me, because in a way space and sound are together and it is objectified in this particular way. So this I, the I that we are talking about, is not an object, it is me. And since it's not an object, it is not available for any pramana. What about Shabda Pramana from the Veda? Even that it is not available for. Imagine. Oh, then why have I been coming here for the last 10 days? The Shastra does not reveal the Atma. No. The Shastra reveals the nature of the I that has been misunderstood. This is a very fine but important difference. Shastra does not reveal Atma. What does the Shastra reveal? The nature of the I as Jagat Karanam Brahma, as the cause of the universe, as Ishvara. The nature of the I as consciousness that pervades every single thing, that which is without a second. That is what the Shastra reveals. Shastra cannot reveal Atma. Shastra or any other means of knowledge need not reveal the Atma either. Why does it need not reveal the Atma? It need not reveal the Atma because self-evident. Very good. I feel rewarded after 10 days. I can go away happy. So, Shastra reveals the nature of the I. Shastra does not reveal the I. Shastra cannot reveal the I. Shastra or any other pramana need not reveal the I because the I happens to be self-evident. Now comes the fun part. The self-evident I, which is of the nature of all knowledge, which is all pervasive, which is ever present, never changing, somehow gets mixed up with objects of this cognition, which are what? Finite, subject to birth, subject to death, subject to change, constant change, not one-time change, constant change. How is this possible? You can mistake a gorilla for a chimpanzee. Why? There is a certain kind of sadrishya, there is a similarity. But it's like saying that gorilla, which I saw in the sanctuary, is equal to this pot. There is no sadrishya, there is no similarity at all. There is not a bit of similarity. This is the fun part. Yet, what happens? The I is conflated with the objects of this cognition. The objects, there is no object of I cognition. I cognition is natural, is self-evident, and it refers to only one thing in the world, that is me, I. Objects of this cognition are many objects. I single, only. But yet, the I cognition and the this cognition are very badly mixed up. Therefore, unlike the cognition of a pot, the cognition of I comes with unsavory understanding of I is equal to as good as the body, as good as the mind, which means good, not good enough, as good as the senses, as good as what I do. That's why, what do we say? When you meet a new person, you say, what's your name? And then what's the next question?
What do you do?
What do you do? What are you doing? And if you say, I am akarta, I don't do anything, they will slowly back away. That's all they do. So, what do you do? So, in common parlance, your status in life is decided by how much you do. What do you do? Oh, I'm very busy. Morning I'm here, night I'm there, evening in between I'm here. I go to Paris for breakfast and then I go to London for lunch. And by dinner time, I'm in India, New Delhi. Then, okay, can I be your friend? That's when people want to be your friend. If you say, I'm actually nothing and nobody, and I just, just sit in my room and I just eat and drink, and once in a while I talk, nobody will even take another look. Oh, but that's outside the ashram, You go to many other ashrams also, stay there for a while, and then you'll see there is rank. Everywhere there is rank. And Pujya Swami used to talk about this. One person came to Pujya Swamiji and said, I am a Brahmana sannyasi. What does sannyasi mean? Has left even everything. I am a Brahmana. This itself is the status. After we getting sannyasa, what does it matter? How do you know who is a Brahmana? You know, there is a beautiful Upanishad called Vajra Shuchi Upanishad. Shuchi means sui. What is that? Needle. Diamond Needle Upanishad. They are very, very, very wonderful and worthy of study, especially those who are into these hierarchies. And so, Brahmana Sannyasi. And the Vajrashuchi Upanishad puts to rest all these identifications and these categorizations. No wonder we are not understanding Vedanta, because if you are sticking to all these identities, which are all what? Mithya, non-identities. And so, this kind of a thing. I am Acharya of this ashram. I am senior. I am senior most. I am senior mostest. This is all nonsense. Total nonsense. Then, because the status does not decide who you are. And if you are attached to the status as defining you, then you are in for a shock. What's the meaning of shock in Sanskrit? Shoka. Sorrow. And therefore, this pratishedha is very important. And in 4 Pithi verses, he does this very, very well. Let us see. First one we have seen, yes? Say yes, even if you don't know it. But we'll chant it nonetheless because it's a small chapter. Right, together. Pratishedhuma shakyatvat neti neti visheshitam idam naham ityadha pratipadyate. And the second one also we'll chant together because we have already chanted it once. Aham dhirati atmodha Vacharambhana gochara Nishiddharmo bhavatvatsa Na punarmanatam brajet. A little difficult to understand even if you know Sanskrit, but because it's technical, no other reason. So now, idam na aham iti nishedhanam. When you do, then pratipadyate. When you negate, not this is not I, not me. Then the I is very clearly seen. We saw that much. The I is very, very clearly seen. All right. Then the next one is very interesting. Then the question comes, but what is this I? Nobody says Satchidanandam Brahma. I, the one who is seeing. So I means seer. I means doer. I means eater, drinker, karta. But here, that is also negated. Aham dhihi. Aham dhihi. Dhihi means I notion, I buddhi. The concept of I that is in the buddhi is not Satchidananda. It is a product of buddhi vritti, I thought, which is that I, which is not I-ness per se, but what is it? Ahamkara. Aham dhihi means I notion. The notion or the various concepts of the I that I carry, that is what is talked about here. Aham dhihi. So aham dhihi, forget that atmotha, and then the vacharambhana gochara. Vacharambhana gochara. Aham dhihi. Vacharambhana gochara. Let's see that part first. Here in the second chapter, Acharya is very much remembering the sixth chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad. Two references are there, very beautiful ones. So, aham dihi iti vacharambana gochara. Vak alampanam, like it means dependent on speech. Dependent on speech. Vak alampanam, vak arambhanam, both. Vacharambhanam. And then, like even this part, it is a word that we commonly understand, whose meaning we commonly understand. It's a word with a meaning. Part is word and meaning. So is your thought. That is the idea. Not just the part, but everything in this world is just a series of words and meaning. Clock, word and meaning. Glass, word and meaning. Table, word and meaning. Chair, word and meaning. Room, word and meaning. Door, word and meaning. Window, word and meaning. Word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. A series of words whose meaning we understand comprises what we call the world. The world is nothing but the world with L silent. What happens? Word. Word is world. World is just words. Words, words, words. I think Hamlet was on to something. In that play of Shakespeare, the Prince of Denmark, his sanity was in question. So the king sent his minister, Polonius, go see what he is up to. Hamlet was with the book. What are you reading, Your Majesty? And what did Hamlet say? Words, words, words. Polonius went and reported to the king. He's mad, all right. But there is a method to his madness. Same thing with the world of words and meanings. It is totally mad, but there is a method. There is a method to this madness. And these words and meanings are all just connected, interconnected. That is the method. These words and meanings are nothing but expressions of Bhagavan, manifestations of Bhagavan. That is the method. But if you take the words to be just me, it's a mix-up. Words and meanings are just the shell, the content of which is you, non-separate from you. But the content I don't see, then what do? I just go for the shell. Just go for the empty shell. This is what is described in all the stotras also. Sharada Stotram, very beautiful. Again, attributed to Adi Shankara. Yaya vina jagat sarvam mukam unmattavat sada ya devi vagadhishthatri tasyai vanyai namo namaha. Tasyai vanyai, unto she, who is the goddess. And what is she in the form of? Word and meaning, speech. And without word and meaning, what do we have? Nothing. We don't have anything, except of course the observer. But here we are talking of the manifest universe. The manifest universe runs on words and meanings. Yaya vina, without whose presence, jagat sarvam, this entire jagat of words and meanings. Mukam means it is mute. Unmattavat means it will just be in some kind of a random tailspin, no arrangement. Sada, always. Unto that who is in the form of words and their meanings. And the content of the words and meanings is this consciousness. The words and meanings are beautiful manifestations of the goddess. And this is what one has to understand. So the aham, so it is the whole world is just words and meanings. This is what Shvetaketu is told when he comes to Uddalaka, his father. Uddalaka appoints himself as the teacher because Shvetaketu is a reluctant student at first. He has just come back from university, insufferably arrogant. And the parents look at each other and say, is this who we gave birth to? Look at him now. Maybe he got exchanged at the Gurukula. This is not the boy we raised and sent to the Gurukula at 10, 12 years. What happened to him? Insufferably proud. And you should hear Pujya Swamiji describing Shvetaketu. He would say, shirts unbuttoned till here. Gold chain with lots of medallions of all colors. One earring, he would show it. One earring. Half the hair is green, dyed. Why? Because he wants to confuse the people whether trees have started to walk or not. Yeah. Sthavara has become Jangama. Confuse the people. I also embellished a little bit of Swamiji's story. Noise cancelling headphones. Listening to something or the Father calls him Shvetu. That was his pet name. Nobody knows his name. Hey Shvetu, he doesn't hear. Because the father and the mother are the noise that he wants to cancel. Nobody understands this. Unless you're a parent of a young adult. And probably they had to go like this. Shvetu! Remove it. Physically. Oh, what? Sit down. Did you ask your teachers for that knowledge, knowing which everything is as well known? What does he say? Yo, dad. Chillax. I had 4.0 GPA throughout. Perfect in all ways. If anybody would have been taught anything, it would have been me. Aham manye. I think the teachers themselves did not know this knowledge. That's why they didn't teach. The father has to take several deep breaths and count backwards from 10. He's getting agitated and angry at his son. Shvetaketu is described in one word in the Shastra as Anuchana Mani. Anujanam means the ability to repeat the Veda from memory. Mani means I'm very proud. I can do that. And so sometimes, like when you go to attend Atirudram, Maharudram, these kinds of ceremonies where the Sri Rudram is being chanted 100,000 times by 100 priests all at once. And then some of them are into chanting and a few of them will be going Namaste Rudramanyavauto Taishave Namaha Namaste Astu Dhanvane Bahubhyam Tate Namaha. Looking to see who is looking at me. This is Anuchana Mani. मेरी तरफ कौन देख रहा है? This is Shvetaketu. आगे आइए, फिर पीछे बैठ के मजा नहीं आएगा. आराम से बैठिए. So, Shvetaketu is just full of himself, terribly full of himself. That's what his achievements is what gives him a pep in the step. Sit up, Father says. Yeah, what? You're not answering the question properly. I didn't ask you if your teachers knew this knowledge. Shvetu, I'm asking if you asked for this knowledge. Then Shvetuketu gets down a few steps from his abhimana and says, is there such a knowledge? Yes. Then the teaching starts. The Uddalaka, who was father, now turned teacher, says two sentences which are really the gist of everything that comes in chapter 6 of Chando. Sadeva somya idamagre asit ekameva dvitiyam. This Jagat, this world of names and forms, words and meanings that you see, that you can touch, this Jagat that you can touch, part is part of this Jagat you can touch, cat, mat, rat, bat, everything you can touch, this is Jagat. This Jagat, before it came out in the way that we know, in the way of this, that which we can objectify, touch and taste and smell, all these ways, this Jagat was already there. What do you mean Jagat was already there? When Agre, before it came in a manifest form, it was there. How was it there? Unmanifest. No, avyakta. Avyakta, unmanifest. Vyakta, manifest. Avyakta means not able to see. Undifferentiated, unmanifest it was. It was avyakta, and let us call it Sat. This is the opening words. And then he says, that Sat, Tat Sat, Sa Atma, that Sat is you. Tat Sat Sa Atma, Shvetaketo, Tvam Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. That Sat, which is now this Jagat. That Sat is alone you. That Sat is alone you. That Sat is this Atma. That Sat is this Jagat. It has not become the Jagat. It is lending its Satta and Spurti to uphold the Jagat, so to speak. Its presence, Satta, Spurti. Satta, Spurti, Pradhanena. By lending its presence, it is making this Jagat shine. If Bhagavan were to withdraw from the universe, what would the universe look like? A ghost town. You know, sometimes in the movies, you see this ghost town. Ghost towns means what? Abandoned buildings. Usme koi nahi hai. Nobody is there and nobody has been there for a long time. Dust-covered things. And all the boards of the shops are all burnt and come down, half come down. Nothing is moving except for the air. But you don't see air. How do you know the air is moving? These big tumbleweeds. Is that what they're called? Tumbleweeds? They keep rolling. Some kind of this big collection of weeds. They keep rolling in a ball. That's all there is. That's how the Jagat would become abandoned, lifeless. The life of the Jagat is this Sat, and that Sat is you. This is one thing he is told, which is like a very big thing that is going to be developed in the whole 6th chapter. Then another thing Shvetaketu is told is also very interesting. Another thing he is told is Vada Rambanam Vikaro Namadheyam Mrittika Ityeva Satyam. ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vigyatam iva bhavati. Vigyatam iva syat. You don't have to do, in order to know this Jagat, you don't have to do a PhD on each and everything. Just like, in order to know this pot, I don't have to do a PhD on this pot. And then I see, oh, this pot is bigger, more material to write, and more things to think about. Another PhD based on this pot. And then we know that there are 2 other pots in the other auditorium. So then somebody can do one more PhD, one more PhD. No. What do you know here? You don't go for the pot. You go straight away for clay. If you know ekena mritpindena, now we know, now you know where we get all our pot examples. Ekena mritpindena, by examining one lump of clay, sarvam mrinmayam, everything that is part of the clay jagat, you know. So this is pot, but suppose the clay was in the form of a jug. You still know this is clay? Then the clay is in the form of a Krishna figurine. Then also what it is? Clay. Clay is in the form of a lid, jar. When you see the jar, you don't find it jarring. You know it is still clay. Clay, 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 all the way. So therefore, the whole world is just made up of words with their meaning. Word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. If this much is understood, we can go forward. Anything that has a word and a meaning, is it aham or is it idam? Idam. Idam. So even this I notion means what? Ahamkara, idam, atma, uttha is part of this cognition. Look at the sentence here. Is part of this cognition. That idam is hidden, you don't see it. Aham dhihi rhythm, it says. It's not rhythm. Okay, it is idam. Aham dhihi visarga, and then after that idam atmotha. It is part and parcel of this cognition. And everything that is part and parcel of what you say, this is what? Word and meaning, word and meaning. So the ahankara that says, oh, I'm hurt, I'm upset, I'm disrespected, nobody loves me, everybody is mistreating you, I'm sick, I don't know what's happening. This ahankara is what? A word with a meaning. Just like this table. There is no difference between the ahankara, the ego, and this table. But why are you comparing ahankara with the table? Because it's time to table the ahankara. That's why. It's time to not think about it and not keep on, this wounded self. Self means here ahankara. I carry this victimized wound. How long are you a victim? Permanent victim. Even the body is not permanent, but victimhood is permanent. Why? Because I carry it into the next life. Yeah. My victimhood is my carry-on luggage. Oh, I can't live without you. I've been hurt. When? 3 lifetimes ago. My mommy kicked me out of the house. Oh, who was your mommy? A dog. How old was you when you got kicked out? 1 year old. Well, mommy 1, dog 0. Okay, yeah. She should have kicked you out earlier. Oh, I'm carrying that wound. It was a terrible wound. I don't know what to do. Not just me. Everybody like this. Where do you find these people? I don't know. They found me. Now I'm their leader. I am Svatmavidyananda. Altananda. So, and then people give this as part of their introduction. I just want to know, what is your name? My name is this, but you know, I'm a highly sensitive person. I just, you know, please tell everybody that I don't like to sit next to anybody else. Why should I tell everybody? You take your chair, go somewhere and wherever you are comfortable and sit. Take your asana, sit wherever you want. It's a big room. No, you tell. Tell everybody that I can't sit with them. And they should look at me a certain way. But then if they don't look at me also, I feel bad. So they should look at me but not too much. And then I can't have this and I can't have that and I can't be this and I can't be that. Why? Because I'm just a big, huge wound in a frock. That's all. In a dress or in a pant shirt. I'm nothing but a walking, talking, woundedness incarnate. This is the ahankara, word and meaning. Let it go. Oh, I am fragile, you are not fragile. Ahankara is fragile. Let it break into 1,000 pieces and watch it gleefully. Really, let it go. What are you holding on to this? The more you hold on to this, the less the Vedanta will come through. Because the ahankara is the goalkeeper. Like in a hockey match or something, there is a goalkeeper. Tattvamasi ball tries to go in. Huh? No. No. Goal is just goal, okay? Yeah, you're going round and round. You're not getting anything. You're rejecting everything that is actually helping you overcome this. It's like the fox appointed itself to watch the hen house. You know, chicken, where the chickens and hens are kept. The fox said, oh, who is supervising them? Nobody. Poor things. They're all alone. And it licked its lips. Ah, yes. I think I'm having drumstick for lunch. This is what they say. They don't say chicken. They don't say hen. They don't say leg of a hen. Because then nobody will be vegetarian. They don't say I'm going to have cow for lunch. Then nobody will eat. What do you call? Beef. You have to find out funny names. Beef. I'm going to have baby cow for lunch. What is that? Yeah. And then I think today it will be a pig. I'm going to have pig for lunch. You don't say that. Why? Because if you confront the reality, everybody will become vegetarian. Everybody. Nobody will eat all these nonsensical things. But we don't talk like that because we want to not look at the reality. Because we can't stand to hurt other things, that's all. That's why. So then, here, the wounded self. This wounded self, if you keep watering, that alone will be. Nobody loves me, I am a permanent victim. Then you point out, but look, so many wonderful things happened to you today. Such a nice thing happened to you. Yeah, that's somebody gave you this. Yeah, that's because you couldn't find anybody else to give it to. Even if it's a wonderful thing, they will not see. I have been wronged. Think about how many people you are wronging right now by being such a burden on Mother Earth, starting with the 5 elements. You are wronging now. Can one wrong be settled by another wrong? Do two wrongs make a right? It's all wrong, yes. To think like this itself is wrong. I have been wronged. Okay, get over it. Bhagavan has given you a mind, a buddhi, a free will and resources to get over this wrong. Settle the accounts. Move on. Move on. So that the rest of the people around you can live in peace. It's a social service when one lets the ahankara go. It's just wonderful. Even Bhagavan is relieved. Somewhere it says, in a text, Bhagavan feels very happy. Oh, this person got enlightened, this person got self-knowledge. Fantastic. Why? I can cross this fellow off the list. I don't have to deal with the person. It's nice to grow into a person that nobody has to deal with. Otherwise, one is a demanding, discontented, non-appreciative, subjective pain in the neck for everybody else. So this aham dhihi is part of the world of idam. And so what do we do to idam? We don't confuse it with aham. Okay. And then Nishiddha atmodbhavatvat. Nishiddha atmodbhavatvat sa na punarmanatam vraje. So, bhavatvat means when the clarity of I as Brahman, Bhagavan, Ishvara rises, meaning within me. When I understand more and more that I am not this wounded creature, which everybody has to take care of, shivering somewhere and growling somewhere, this is what I am. This is what I thought I am, but I am not that. When the Shruti tells me and when I understand the truth of myself, then the origin of the ahankara and its destruction are all gone. Why is the origin of the ahankara? Because of Atma Ajnanam. Atma Ajnanam gone. Then whatever the Ajnanam is supporting, that's also gone. So if there is a creeper living off a tree and the tree dies, the creeper also dies. Ahankara is a creeper living off Atma Ajnanam, self-ignorance. Whether it's a creeper or not, it is creepy for sure. Very creepy. So Ahankara is gone because Ahankara is dependent on Ajnanam. Ajnanam gone, no more Ahankara. And then one more very powerful argument is given. It says, Na punaha manatam vrajet. And then once it goes, it cannot come back. Manatam vrajet means, where is the pramana for ahankara to be the I? Show me in the Shruti. Where is it? It's not there. Shruti does not talk about ahankara as I. In fact, Shruti says negate the ahankara. You look at Taittiriya Shruti. Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya, Vijnanamaya, wherever the I just gets stuck. I am as good as my body. No. I am as good as the mind. No. I am as good as what I do. No. I am as good as what other people do to me. No. I am as good as Karta. No. I am as good as Bhokta. No. I am as good as Prana. No. In fact, wherever the Ahankara tries to latch on, it is definitely Nindita. Khandita means what? It is denied by the Shruti. The Shruti unequivocally dismisses everything. So therefore it cannot be. It cannot be it does not have any standing. It has no Shruti standing. Shruti is not saying there is ahankara and please water the ahankara and let it grow big. No. It has no yukti standing because logically we can see that this ahankara comes and goes. Logically we can see that. When the ahankara is up, complaints are also up. We can see that. And anubhava also we can see. In sleep, anubhava means daily experience. In sleep, are there any complaints? No. In sleep also, you are free from complaints. So therefore, there is no ahankara, and in sleep is therefore happiness. Happiness and sleep are together. So whenever there is no ahankara, this is the logic. Then I am happy. Presence of ahankara, no happy. Absence of ahankara, yes happy. And so therefore what? Ahankara is the cause of sorrow. Conclusion. This is the logic. And anubhava. Whenever I am without ahankara, I seem to be doing great. Therefore, let me permanently sleep. So, this way, the ahankara is negated with the help of chapter 6, and the Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava are not the pramanas for this, so it will not. Once the ahankara has been falsified, it will go away and not come back. We have to be clear about what goes away. The I-ness associated with the ahankara goes away. Identification with the ahankara goes away. The ahankara doesn't go away because who is gaining the knowledge? The ahankara is gaining the knowledge. Is the body, no, the body is unenlightened. Yes, it is. Can you teach the body Svatmavasi? No. It will just say, I think I'm starving, I think I need a few more idlis. That's what it's going to say if it could talk. Then, same thing. You can't tell the senses. Come on, study Vedanta, Vedantam Patha. You tell the eyes. No use. So the body, mind, sense complex is not studying Vedanta. Oh, it must be for Atma. Atma has self-ignorance since yesterday? No. Atma does not need to study Vedanta. Who is it that's coming to ashram? Who is it that's studying Vedanta? Ahankara. Ahankara, avachinna Chaitanya, this Chaitanya that is conditioned as it were by the Ahankara, this is the one that is coming to ashram and saying, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, please teach me about Brahman. So the Ahankara does not die. It becomes Badhita. Badhita means supplanted, negated as the I. So therefore, it was sitting on a throne before and had all wonderful royal cape and everything, and it says, I'm in charge. And you oust it from the throne. You drive it away from the throne, and then it cries, boo-hoo, I'm going away, nobody loves me. Then you give it a hanky, wipe its eyes, and then you bring it through the back door. Come back through and sit on the floor. Sit in supplication of this knowledge. Don't be the agent of this knowledge. You are not the karta. You are not producing this Atma Jnanam. You are the receiver of Atma Jnanam. You are its recipient. It's a big change. Before the Ahankara says, no, I'm the one. That's why it's the goalkeeper. Tattvamasi. And then Aham Brahmasmi. No, even further. I'm going to kick that ball away. The Ahankara now says, I am not the goalkeeper. I am just the goal itself. Let everything come. Let me receive. Let me not do this. all the time. Pushing away everything that is good for me. It's called self-sabotage. Let me not push stuff away. And I'm not the goalkeeper. And that is when the knowledge takes place. Then continuing, Purva Buddhima Badhitva Notarajayate Matihi Rishireka Swayam Siddha Kalatvatsana Badhyate. Then the first two verses are concluded in the third verse. Oh, but I thought there is the fourth verse also. Yes, but that's a different topic. So the first two verses are concluded in the third verse by saying a very important logic. What is the logic? That if you want to bring something new, like even in your house, you want to bring a new sofa set. Why? Because the old sofa is not so good anymore. The old couch lost the C. It is more ouch when you sit on it. It is no longer couch. Why? Because all the springs are out. No cushion. It's not couch. What is it? Ouch. Yes. C silent. And so you want a new sofa set. Sofa so good, correct? Yeah. Then what do? You go to the shop, buy the new sofa set, bring it to your living room, and then what do? You can't just bring it to the living room. You will say delivery should be tomorrow. Why? Because today I have to get rid of the old sofa set. If the old sofa set is not got rid of, there is no room for the new sofa set. You can't have the old and new together. What will you tell your guests? You have to keep saying, don't sit here, sit there. And of course, the living room is the size of a postage stamp. Yeah. In fact, postage stamp is slightly bigger. So therefore, where are you going to put it? You have to throw it out. You have to clear the house of the old sofa set. Then only something that can come in. Similarly, the inner housekeeping is also like that. This is the living room. Why? Because you live here in the buddhi. The internal living room is here. And then what? New sofa set where you can sit on. This is the new sofa set is Atma-jnanam, where you can abide in aram se, it's comfortable. You can stretch out, you can relax, you can just be happy, comfortable. But the old sofa set full of pins and needles, full of, marks of the cat that has scratched it for several years, and then marks of all kinds of things, springs coming out. That is the identification with the ahankara. New sofa set, which is a prasada from the Shastra, is Atma-jnanam, or rather abidance in Atma-jnanam. The abidance in Atma-jnanam, living, sitting on, whatever you want to say, relaxing, reveling in Atma-jnanam is not possible until and unless the old spiny, thorny ideas, notions in the form of the old sofa set are banished. Out with the old, in with the new. Except you don't know the meaning of new. New here is Atma, ever new. And so that is what it says. The internal sofa set also has to be thrown away. Purva buddhim abadhitva. Abadhitva means without suspending, without getting rid of purva buddhi. Purva buddhi is not, purva doesn't mean east here. Purva means before. It's not east facing buddhi. It is the buddhi, the notions that you had before. What were the notions you had before? I am only this much, I am not that much, I am a wounded person. And in fact, not even a person, I'm just a walking, talking wound. And so this is, I'm just injury personified. So this has to go. Simply because it cannot coexist. Why? Viruddhatva, completely, how can these two opposing thoughts occupy the same mind? What is one thought? I am injured, nobody loves me, I'm an idiot. And at the same time, what does Shastra say? You are whole, you are free, you are happy, you are wonderful. Can the two exist at the same time? No. In the same place? No. It's just like if you have the old sofa set and the new sofa set together, they will clash. The color combination won't be okay. Style will not look nice one next to the other. In the same way, all these notions have to be suspended, have to be gotten rid of with all the exercises and everything that we have studied and seen. And all the preparatory work for this has to be, the heart, the mind has to be prepared for this knowledge. And then abadhitva, double negative, not suspending, not taking care of the old buddhi, na uttara jayate matihi, new buddhi, which is what? Which is the I am Brahman iti, understanding will not come. Then the next one, Drishirekaha swayam siddha palatvad sa nabadhyate. Palatvad sa nabadhyate. So then let's say I begrudgingly moved the old sofa set. I was very attached to the old sofa set. Sentimental value. This is what I have inherited from the parents. This sofa set. And what does sofa set symbolize? Injuries, yeah. Sometimes they are inherited from the family. Mother was also like this, father was also like this, great-grandfather was also like this, great-grandmother was also like this. Therefore, how were they? They were all angry. And even their photos, black and white, grainy photos, they're all looking angry. They're all looking bad. Therefore, I am also angry. Is this how you think they want to be remembered? By you carrying the legacy of their anger, their sorrow, their problems, poor things, they did the best they could. Why you have to keep on carrying that legacy of the anger? Just because the father was angry, you have to be angry? Somewhere there is a law. No, this is the history, this is how our family is. They were wounded, I am also wounded. In fact, I am carrying their wound and I am carrying their grudge. It's a collective grudge and a collective wound and a collective upset. What can you say? Nothing. Because the person is not convincible. The person is just not available to even talk to. Because they take one notion and they deify that notion and that notion becomes Bhagavan for them. One small notion. They deify the notion and then it becomes big. The notion becomes an ocean of sorrow. It's just a thought. What you consider ocean of sorrow is just a notion, it's a thought. It's a little bubble on the face of this oceanic consciousness, free, full, completely. Wonderful. And then 2 more minutes I will take and finish. And then it says, Drishirekaha swayam siddha. There is only one Drishi. Very excellent use of word. Drishi doesn't mean seer. Drishi doesn't mean see. Drishi means seeing. There is only one seeing being, which is I. Only one seeing being without a second. This seeing being I am, and this seeing being alone is never negated. Why? Because it is experience, phalatvat. I experience this. It reveals itself. It is independent of everything else. This seeing being, which is I, am always there. Are you here now?
Yes.
Yes, Abba. Very nice. So, very beautiful. And we'll see more in the next class, which is going to start at 11. We'll start at 11. And then Swamiji will come at 11:45. We'll have valedictory and then finish. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.